Dear viewers, Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, achievements and innovations of Refractory Engineering Department propel productivity at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. Blood donation camp organized at IGH to mark World Blood Donors Day. In our Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav second series, today's personality is Fakir Mohan Senapati. Now the news in detail. The Refractory Engineering Services Department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant has achieved significant milestones and introduced cutting-edge innovations, contributing to enhanced productivity of the plant. The department, responsible for the installation and maintenance of refractory lined furnaces and kilns, has demonstrated exceptional performance in the last fiscal year. A remarkable milestone was attained by the unit with the highest ever campaign life of 2,651 heats in January 2023 for the torpedo ladle. The achievement represents the highest campaign life ever recorded for 350-ton capacity torpedo ladles in India. In CCM1, the unit achieved the highest ever campaign life of 104 heats of steel ladle, and monthly average life of steel ladle also saw a new high of 90 heats. Moreover, the unit also achieved the highest yearly average steel ladle life of 81.79 heats, improving upon the previous record of 77.89 heats in 2021-22. Similarly, the department achieved a significant milestone by reaching the highest ever campaign life of 940 heats of 80-ton hot metal ladle in June 2022, surpassing the previous record of 897 heats achieved in April 2021. Besides, the SMS-1 LD converter achieved the highest ever yearly average campaign life of 1,931 blows in financial year 2022-23, improving upon its earlier best campaign life of 1,673 blows in financial year 2018-19. The relining of kiln number 6 of calcining plant 2 was completed in an impressive 42 days against the standard time of 60 days. This efficient execution has led to increased productivity in CP2 lime kiln and has contributed to the seamless operation of the SMS2. To diversify the vendor base, RSP has initiated the procurement of self-flow castable separately and explored in-house resources for the application of polystyrene molds. These molds have been successfully used for casting the tire elements and blowpipe of blast furnaces 1 and 4 in 2022. Buoyed up by the splendid performance of the last fiscal, the Refractory Engineering Services Department is geared up to extend every possible support to help the steel plant meet the ABP targets of 4.6 million ton hot metal, 4.3 million ton crude steel and 4.32 million ton saleable steel in the current financial year 2023-24. A blood donation camp was organized at Blood Transfusion Center of Ispat General Hospital of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 14 June to mark the World Blood Donors Day. Dr. B.K. Hota, ED MNHS, graced the occasion as the chief guest and inaugurated the program. Dr. N.P. Sahu, CMO MNHS, was the guest of honor. The other distinguished guests included Mr. Ashok Jalwania, Commandant CISF, Dr. Pankaj Kumar Das, in charge Blood Transfusion Center IGH, Mr. Vishnu Mohan Mishra, President Astha, Mr. Motilal Mahanta, Managing Trustee Jeevan Jyoti. The function was attended by several senior doctors, senior officers of the plant, staff of IGH and volunteers from social organizations. It may be noted that the camp was organized by Blood Transfusion Center IGH in association with Astha, the Faith, and Jeevan Jyoti social service organizations. The program commenced with lighting of the ceremonial lamp by the dignitaries and paying rich tributes to Dr. Karl Landsteiner, who had developed the modern system of classification of blood groups. A pledge on blood donation was administered to all on the occasion. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Hota congratulated the blood donors for rendering valuable service towards mankind. Dr. N.P. Sahu elaborated on this year's theme, Give Blood, Give Plasma, Share Life, Share Often. During the function, Dr. Hota felicitated repeated blood donors, out of which 5 of them were from RSP. At the outset, Mr. Vishnu Mohan Mishra, President Astha, welcomed the gathering. Dr. Pankaj Kumar Das, Consultant MNHS, delivered the keynote address elaborating the statistics related to blood donation in the last year and the initiatives of Blood Transfusion Center to promote blood donation. Mr. Alok Jena, General Secretary Astha, proposed a formal vote of thanks. Dr. Pratibha Behra, Consultant MNHS, coordinated the function. Total 52 units of blood were collected from the voluntary blood donors in the camp, including 22 from CISF Jawans. Certificates of recognition and mementos were also presented to each of the donors. As a part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav second celebrations, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant is presenting a series of news on eminent personalities of Orissa, and today we pay homage to Byasa Kabi Fakir Mohan Senapati on his death anniversary. Fakir Mohan Senapati was a great Indian writer, poet, philosopher and social reformer. Senapati is regarded as a father of Oriya nationalism and modern Oriya literature. He was born on 13th January 1843 to Lakshmana Charana Senapati and Tulasi Devi Senapati in a middle-class Khandayat family. When he was 1.5 years old, his father died. After 14 months, his mother also died. Since childhood, he was taken care of by his grandmother. He paid towards his educational expenses by working as a child labourer. Senapati's career started as a poet, and several of them were converted into volumes such as Pushpamala 1894, Upahar 1895 and Obasare Basare 1908. Utkal Brahmana, a long poem written by the late author, is a literary account of the culture and political situation of Orissa, while Bodhabhatara Kavya 1909 is based on the life and preachings of Gautam Buddha. Senapati dedicated his life to the progress of Oriya language in later 19th and early 20th century. He addressed and tried to reform societal issues by way of his writings. Among his short stories, Rebati, written in 1898, is widely recognized as the first Oriya short story. His Chha Mano Athaguntha is the first Indian novel to deal with the exploitations of landless peasants by the feudal lord. It was written much before the October Revolution of Russia and much before the emerging Marxist ideas in India. Fakir Mohan is also the writer of the first autobiography in Oriya, Atma Jivana Charita. Senapati also established a printing press in 1866, from where 2 newspapers were published, Bodhadaini and Balasore Sambad Vahika. However, they were not published regularly due to lack of writers. He left for heavenly abode on 14 June 1918. At his native place, school, colleges and universities are constructed in his memory, like Fakir Mohan College and Fakir Mohan University. That's all in this edition of Rourkela News. Namaskar.